It's Freedom Month, that time of year where we come together once again to honor and celebrate the day when history truly began, with explosions, overeating, and being loud and obnoxious about it, the American way. But let's be honest for a moment, having the birth of freedom, liberty, and the right of the people to govern themselves restricted to a single day, well, it just doesn't make any sense. Kinda like having a government ruled by a king, or worse, a religious leader. So to kick off the start of this year's Freedom Month, we are going to be doing the most American thing out there, judging how American someone is. Top 10 most American characters in video games. To be on this list, characters must be true American, or just so goddamn American that it hurts. They aren't practically bleeding red, white, and starry blue. They don't belong here. So let's not waste any more time like Congress does and get this video started. Now there's nothing more American than a good old boy who loves his family and his kids more than anything in the world, and is willing to do whatever it takes to ensure their safety. Joel from The Last of Us technically fails at all of that. Huh. Well, he is from Texas, and if you ask any Texan, they are the most American of us all, despite always wanting to break away from the United States. He also keeps a revolver in his office desk. Some would argue the most American of guns. Though as a Texan, he really should have had that bad boy strapped to his belt. And he definitely should not have hesitated to shoot his neighbor. And let's not forget how he liberates his replacement daughter from the hands of a tyrannical terrorist organization that wishes to murder her in cold blood in a sad attempt to create a cure for a fungal infection, just so they can assume complete control over a brand new America. And nothing is more American than murdering a bunch of people with an AR-style rifle who deserve it. Just look at all that murder. Man, Ellie better appreciate this later in life. Treated just like a real American father. Speaking of a real American, actually, I guess she's technically not an American, but Cindy from Final Fantasy 15 is so goddamn American it hurts. I mean, just look at her. Seriously, look at her. God damn, I can practically hear the eagle screeching out in freedom. Besides that banging bod, she is a strong, independent woman who needs no man to save her. In fact, she does the saving. Move aside, soy boy. A true American, not American, is coming through to save the day. And if that is not enough to convince you, have you heard her speak?
So make sure y'all don't get lost.
Now that is a Southern accent if I've ever heard one. And what is more American than a Southern twang? Also runs a mechanic shop that repairs and upgrades cars in the Final Fantasy version of Route 66. And nothing is more iconically American than cars and Route 66. Wait a minute. Route 66 never went through the South, so...
See you around.
What could be more American than law enforcement? Actually, that technically doesn't make any sense. But if you pay too much attention to the news, then you would believe that police brutality is exclusively American. That's where the greatest police officer in video game history comes into play. Stryker from Mortal Kombat is like the embodiment of police brutality and abuse of power. Just look how he carelessly discharges his firearm, how he treats illegals who just came here for a better life, and the brutality he is willing to commit against innocent bystanders. Brutality I can't even show on YouTube. And let's not get started on his treatment of foreign dignitaries. Stryker is truly what every member of the force should strive to be, and who everyone else should fear. We salute you for your service, Officer Stryker. Speaking of a great cop, how can we have this list without arguably the most American federal agent out there, Mr. Leon S. Kennedy, a bona fide American action hero straight from an 80s action movie, bringing American justice to those dirty terrorists in Spain who dared to kidnap the daughter of the President of the United States of America. Doesn't matter if they're working a farm or maintaining an ancient piece of Spanish history, the hammer of America's justice knows no bounds. literally kicking ass and having an arsenal of firearms that only a true proponent of the Second Amendment could only dream of. Nothing screams the enforcer of our constitutional rights than making snarky one-liners and eradicating an entire religion while making fun of them. Saving the day and getting none of the women, nothing is more American than that. And no one can do it better than Mr. Kennedy himself. What could be more American than kicking ass and chewing bubblegum? Maybe banging babes and teaching those alien bastards not to mess with our chicks. And no one does this better than the myth, the legend, Duke Nukem, the physical embodiment of patriotic American muscle ripped straight from the height of the Cold War, except without the fighting communism part. Instead, he fights against the tyranny and oppression of the Cycloid Empire, ensuring that our chicks remain free from servitude and forced breeding, the American way, with bullets, explosions, and freedom, but mainly bullets and explosions. Then capitalizing on his heroic actions by selling his own memoir and versions of those events, like a true American hero. The American dream. Starting from nothing, pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, and building your own business. But more importantly, liberating New York City from an invasion of commie-loving socialists hell-bent on destroying the American way of life. That's where the Freedom Phantom comes in. Or just Chris Stone, as his friends and family call him. Fighting block by block, brick by brick to take back New York City and free it from the brutal and oppressive commie occupation force. And giving a speech that would stir the hearts of all Americans. Founding fathers bless you, Freedom Phantom. New York City needs you more now than ever before. What is it to say about Guile from Street Fighter, besides the fact that he is the living embodiment of America? The poster child for an American serviceman doing what all good soldiers do, defeating foreign spies, commies, dictators, and homeless bums to keep America safe, with a theme that has become the embodiment of American fervor and patriotism. Patriotism so strong that Guile even has the stars and stripes tattooed on those sick American guns of his. But Guile, bud, you know the starry blue is supposed to always face the way you're going, right? The brave, the bold, the mother of modern day CQB, the legendary hero, responsible for ensuring Allied victory against the oppressive tyranny of a certain German nation that's name is no longer allowed to be said on YouTube. The boss is the textbook definition of answering the age-old question, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. She sacrifices everything for America. Her unit for America. Her disciple for America. Her legacy for America. Her American citizenship for America. Everything for America. She's an inspiration to every soldier that carries the stars and stripes on their arms. A true patriot. We salute you, boss. Now, who could possibly beat the greatest soldier in American history? Only the man who carries the entire burden of defending the American homeland on his shoulders. Ramirez from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 does what no one else can, literally. Without Ramirez, the United States of America would have fallen during the Russian invasion. From the symbol of capitalism known as Burger Town, to the heart of America's suburbia of Arcadia, to the doorsteps of iconic national landmarks like the Washington Monument and the Hoover Building. Never knew Hoover had anything besides a dam. Ramirez does what no other soldier can do. Anything and everything. Besides this guy. This guy was useful. He gave Ramirez a gun, and he dies a hero. And how can we forget Ramirez taking back the White House after a nuclear strike single-handedly? No big deal for the greatest soldier in American history. No wonder they didn't include him in the remakes. Those would have ended after the first one. Of course, the greatest American in video game history belongs to none other than Liberty Prime, the freedom-loving, liberty-defending, commie-hating, nuke-chucking, super robot weapon, born to bleed red, white, and starry blue if he could bleed, because he was programmed to love America and atomize any who stand to harm her or her citizens. Just listen to these great one-liners.
Communism is the very definition of failure.
And who could forget this one?
Better dead than red.
Or this one.
Communism is a lie.
Nothing will stop democracy as long as you're still around, Liberty Prime. You are truly the greatest American ever, since you were created and programmed to literally be the greatest American ever, making the founding fathers proud by showing those commies that America will never bend a knee to their tyranny.